Hello and welcome to Track by Track Reviews. This is Ford Fanter, this is Sam May. This is our first three-person review, so we're going to try and kind of keep this moving. The books, I think one of the cool things about them is I can't really say any other band that really sounds like them. Their sound has been described as like a sound collage, and I think that makes a lot of sense, them dragging all these vocal samples and all these different kinds of samples in together with some really unique songs, and they've had a couple previous albums, and why don't you go into that?
Yeah, okay. The first album, 2002, Thought for Food. Second album, The Best, 2003's Lemon of Pink. Third album, 2005's Lost and Safe. 5 years later, this album, The Way Out.
Yeah, so there's kind of a long hiatus, and we actually saw them live before this album came out, sort of in between, during that sort of hiatus period where they're writing some of the songs for this album.
And they played a few songs.
One thing I will say about them live is that it was a lot more vibrant, and I was expecting a lot more from this album. Needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed with the drive behind most of the songs. It wasn't quite what it was live.
Let's go into this album. The first song, Group Autogenics 1, I think is really cool. It's sort of like a group meditation sort of thing. They sort of take things out of context to make them funny and weird, and I think it's kind of cool.
As usual, typical Books thing to do. All in all, it's a great opening classic Books track, I think.
The next song on the album, IDKT, is pretty much just a transitional track into the next song, which it's an acronym for. I didn't know that, so let's just go straight into that song. One of my favorite songs on the album.
Agreed.
Actually, easily my favorite, I'd
Probably.
say. And one of my favorite book songs, I think.
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
a really cool song.
Crank it up really loud.
Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
It opens up with that really cool rhythmic hi-hat part, and then the bass comes in. It's really, really cool. You know me, whenever bass and percussion is working together, it's hard to disappoint me.
I think this is one of the prime examples on this album where it actually is like something different than what they've done before.
Mm-hmm.
They've never quite done a song like this before, but it's still distinctly the Books.
Yeah.
I've noticed that with this song and with most of the other songs on this album, and this album as a whole, is a lot more electronic. I remember with the Lemon of Pink, it was mostly acoustic sounding instruments, acoustic percussion and stuff, and it's even categorized on my iTunes as electronic.
I feel like this is one of their most accessible songs just because it's so rhythmic, but at the same time there's tons of vocal samples to remind you that
Oh,
this
it definitely
is the
gets stuck in your head.
Yeah. I didn't know that!
Very hard as a brain.
Poetry's in there.
When I saw this song live, it was stuck in my head for a really long time because I thought it
Yeah.
was one of the funniest things
Yeah,
I've
the
ever
video accompanying it was pretty great.
seen. The vocal samples are like of a little girl talking about horribly violent things.
Yeah.
It's got kind of a fun rhythm to it.
It's more of a novelty song.
Yeah.
It's really, you just listen, the kids steal the show, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so graphic and, like, funny at the same time. Like, here's some of the stuff. Why do you always get away with things? It's not fair, I tell you. It's not fair. I want to blow your brains out. And, of course, the end of the song, which had everybody at the show, like, doubling over, is, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to rip your hair off, and you're going to be bald, and everyone's going to think, oh, look at Meredith, she's an idiot, ha ha ha. Really, it's just kind of a funny song.
Yeah.
The next song, Beautiful People, is the first song I heard. When I first heard it, it didn't really do much to excite me for the album, because usually when they release a track, they release the best track, and you're like, it's to get you excited. But this song, to me, was, I mean, it's pretty, but it's a little boring. Overall, didn't really blow me away, but it's nice. It's kind of got this, like, almost like a Gregorian chant kind of thing going with the vocals. It's like, almost like a church kind of thing. It's kind of weird, but
I mean,
it's all right.
it's a good song, but I think the book should have higher standards than
I
this.
agree.
Right, the next song, I Am Who I Am, is easily the loudest song in the album, and that's one of the main reasons that I didn't like it the first couple times. I actually really, really didn't like it, but it's grown on me since. It comes in with this thumping beat and, once again, really loud synths, and at first I was just like, this is ear rape, and I don't really want to listen to it.
I thought it was a good sort of transitional
Yeah,
song
I was-
between Beautiful People and the next song.
I was gonna say it kind of adds a little bit of variety.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's sort of, I feel like it's just sort of more like I like the fact that they're experimenting with a new sound again.
Mhm. Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of, I didn't know that a little bit in that sense.
All right, the next song, "Chain of Missing Links," is about halfway through the album, and they decided to bring back that sort of the vocal samples from like Group Meditation or something. The first line that comes in is "Take the room that you need to rotate and love," and it's just like that calm voice.
I was
coming
listening
back.
to that on the toilet today.
Oh, nice.
I'm not kidding.
Did you apply it? Did you rotate and love while you were pooping?
No, I just pooped.
All right. Well, this is one of my favorite songs on the album.
Same.
I really. It's kind of slow and everything, but it's cool at the same
Yeah.
time. I really like that beat.
It's classical books incorporating like sweet vocal samples with
Exactly.
great
Yeah.
melody.
I definitely love the slow driving beat, which is kind of heavy.
Mhm.
It kind of inches through and then hits really
Yeah.
hard, and it's got a good bass line as well.
Okay, the next song on the album, "All You Need Is a Wall," is one of the prettiest songs on the album. I think the vocals are really, really nice. I like the strings, and it's just really,
Yeah.
really pretty.
You're good.
I honestly think this is the most booksy sounding song on the album.
But it still reminds me of just kind of like a straight up sort of. I mean, I definitely like it a lot more than Beautiful People. It's one of my upper songs on the album, but I don't really see how it's that booksy.
I kind of understand where both of you are coming
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. The vocal harmonies and
think
the
you were-
strings are both really good.
Yeah. All right, the next song, "30 Incoming," combines a bunch of vocal samples from what sounds like an answering machine. And they're just really weird and kind of awkward. The whole, "Felt really good to lay down next to you last night. Forgot how nice that felt." And then he just hangs up.
I love it. One of the coolest transitions I've heard in a while. The dial tones
Yeah.
slowly
Yeah,
change
yeah,
to
yeah.
cello.
That part's
It's
kinda cool.
amazing. Yeah, but definitely towards the end, this is one of my favorite songs. The bass line's amazing.
There's a
the
there's
vocals.
the
it's
part
so
where the
good.
vocals it kind of gets sort of epic, which is
Yeah.
kind of strange
For
sounding.
the books.
Yeah.
Mary, I would quit Bob Good. He ain't no Alexander Graham Bell on his telephone.
The next song, "Wonderful Phrase" by Gandhi, is like 20 seconds long, and it is a wonderful phrase by Gandhi.
And
The next song, "We Bought the Flood," we're all kind of in agreement with,
Kind of
is...
boring.
this song fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's just kind of drones on. and-
Yeah.
That's right, like a chill, sort of cello-y, like acoustic.
I'm all cool with that. It's just this song doesn't
It lasts
go
a
anywhere.
little too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next song on the album, "The Story of Hip Hop," I actually, going into it, I thought it was going to be like sort of hip hop based, but it's actually about like a rabbit. Yeah, I like the way the beat builds in,
I agree.
and I think the cello and all the strings sound really good.
I think it's one of the most classically booked songs on the album.
You know, I do kind of know what you mean.
Yeah,
Although I
but-
do think the story that the guy's telling
Yeah.
kind of takes away from that.
Yeah.
Alright, the next song on the album, "Free Translator," I really like. I don't think it sounds very much like the books. It sounds more like a folk song.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are kind of weird, but I like it.
I like the opening sample, but to me it's just kind of like Beautiful People in the same vein, or it's like, if I wanted to listen to this type of music, I would be listening to books right now.
I guess so.
Well,
The last song on the album, "Group Autogenics 2," along the same lines as Group
I think it's
Autogenics
called
1.
Group Autogenics II.
Shut up. Except there is this interesting, like, fast synth thing that that I like a lot, and I really like the chick's voice at the end. Feeling so at ease, and
It's
what is
kinda-
it? You're becoming the world,
And everything in it.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
her voice is just really relaxing.
And it's one of those things, like, I was in the car and I was listening to it for the first time, and it was like, as soon as she finished talking, I was like, it's the end of the album.
Yeah.
Without even looking, I knew.
You are becoming beyond any shadow of a doubt. Blue Road. Blue Road.
I personally find this album my least favorite Books album. I give it a 6.9. I don't think it deserved a low 6, but I don't think it deserved as much as a 7. So I mean, that's why I gave it what it got. I don't know, it doesn't jump out at me as much as at parts that I would like it to.
Yeah.
So it's a good album, but
Overall, I kind of agree with you for the most part. I gave it a 7 out of 10. And I know people get pissed off when I compare stuff to older albums and all that, but so I'm just going to make it quick. Not as good as Lemon of Pink. You know, it's still some of the Books things you love about them, great vocal samples and all that kind of stuff. Just some of the songs kind of boring, kind of drag on, and I don't know. I can't say I love this album like Lemon of Pink, and it's just kind of average for me.
7.5, and the reason why is because I would just feel mean. I also think that they were trying something different, and I admire them for that. You know, it's definitely my least favorite album of them too, and I'm bummed it took them so long to make, but just because of the fact that it's a Books album, I just can't say it's a 7.
Alright, so this has been Track by Track Reviews with Sam May and Ford Fancer. I'll leave some links to their stuff. And I'm Rory Sullivan. See you next week.